Welcome to Stirred Up.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Heather.
We're two Midwest corporate pros and moms juggling boardrooms by day and ballparks by night.
But here, it's happy hour, and we're trading conference rooms for craft beer. This season, expect more tea spilling and real talk.
About the important stuff and the bullshit that comes with it. This is our version of Girls Night Out.
And you're not just invited, you're our VIP. It's where we throw back, talk smack, and laugh until we pee.
Where we spill a little, spin a little, and overshare a lot.
Because the only rail we're staying on is the bar rail. So grab a drink, you little party animal.
And let's get this shit stirred up. I'm very excited for the show.
Me too. Oh, it's Uncle Bones.
Let me tell you, while we're getting settled into things, I told you this off air, but I'm going to say it on air for all of our listeners. I've been too serious in the last couple of shows, and I don't want to be that serious.
You don't want to be that serious.
I know I feel it deeply. So anyways, I just want to put that out there into the world. So check me. Check me.
Do you remember, I
don't know. Which one?
My intention is not to be right. My intention is unobjectively put it out there.
Oh, see, that's the problem is sometimes my objective is to be right unconsciously. You know what I mean? Or
I actually care. Less care less the older I get. As cliche as this sounds, I care less about being right and more about making, doing the right thing and making the right decision. Now, whatever that funnel looks like for me might look different from other people.
Yeah.
But I remember telling you, what was that? I didn't tell you. We were having a conversation.
We were discussing it in the last 2 weeks.
Well, I didn't think you were actually that serious. I think you're just yourself. The fact of the matter is Jessica.
What's normally funny about it is that I am normally myself and a little too serious, but the stirred up nature of the combo of the two of us break that up a little bit. And I wasn't allowing that to happen for at least 2 episodes, maybe.
Okay,
3.
well, that was my point not my point. I didn't have a point. It was back in July where I'm
that I need to calm down.
No. I wasn't actual personal, the conversation that we had. I think it was more around the magic of all of this is that we hang out and we happen to be on air.
Yeah.
Not that.
Right, so.
We have to still have.
So that was some of my reflection was a little bit.
But you would also be very serious with me in a bar, you would not let up either. Yeah. So give yourself a little bit of grace. I never actually thought about it that deep, in terms of that is the same reaction I would get out of you no matter where we were.
Right, 100%.
Not a performance for me.
Should have seen me last weekend.
Right, should have saw you 10 years ago. And the people who knew you 10 years before that.
Or my dad when he got me fired up at a bar.
No, he had you fired up farther.
Well, yeah, but then he poked, and so there we are. So, fair enough. And, all of my friends who have seen me, all of my close people have seen me at all of those moments. So, that's fair enough. But
you also only get fired up for a moment, then you don't have a lot of tolerance for getting fired up, and then you want to solve it, move on, or...
And you know what? We've been discussing... multiple times we've talked about how I get fired up. We told stories about that in the spill at the beginning. We've told stories about that, but I haven't. But it's so much more dramatic and not so fun to be a sober listener to that. So
it's terrible. Why do you think we come here stirred up, sauced up?
So I guess I just want to.
We don't want to listen to ourselves sober. This is terrible.
Our drunk selves sober.
Who wants to do that? The fact that we even do that is maddening.
Well, then we expect listeners to listen to us, or we hope, we want. Anyways, so I say it for all of those reasons because you know what? I do have those days. Maybe more of them lately.
I worry more about you if you're not serious in serious topics. If you're crying at a bar, I'm worried about you. If you're yelling at me and telling me to shut up so you can get your point across, I'm this is great.
Here for that.
Thank God.
Well, I guess perhaps to put a nail in that coffin, I wasn't listening as well. And then maybe that's the part that I just for the record, because we've talked about it. But not deeply, but we've acknowledged it off air. So I just want to acknowledge it on air. For all of those reasons. So then I hope that I'm a little less serious. But we've covered serious topics and it's been a little bit of a serious time. You've mentioned that how are you not falling apart about your water? Honestly, I'm slowly falling apart. I will also admit on air.
Yeah, it's terrible.
totally falling apart. On air too.
Tell the people what have happened since we've talked about even having no water to some water to like not edible.
So we have like actual water, but it's really mineral. Like it's so much. We had Culligan come, and like whatever parts per million that they're looking at, whatever they're measuring, the number that is high to them is like 150, and ours was 2,000. Whatever parts per million that they're measuring, like sediments in our water. So it's it's just not, it's not good water. We got a new water softener. Like we're another $5,000 into this. An RO system. The guy that installed everything wrong. We fired him. Like honestly, not we fired him. They fired him. Like I'm not thrilled with Culligan, to be honest. Like I don't know that I'd recommend them first in my experience, but I'm still just like, I don't have ice in my ice maker, and ice is a really important part of me drinking water. Like, I don't know. My water situation is almost like I'm starting to falter. Mm-hmm. We've had a little bit of my day job.
How long has this been going on, start to finish? Like the first time you noticed something wouldn't flush till now?
Labor Day. I don't know. It was give or take Labor Day. We were within like a week from Labor Day.
We're going 2 months almost.
2 months.
Before Thanksgiving, and you host 100 people in 3 weeks.
That will be fine. It's the day to day. Like I really fucking want ice.
It's that simple.
That's the thing that I'm starting to fall apart about. So, we've had our fourth Culligan visit yesterday. Oh, Matt thinks that the thing is still not working quite right. So, anyways, we're gonna tinker, but I'm just tired of tinkering. I'm starting to lose it. My day job.
What does losing it mean?
Crying. Like it just, if you
are you like, really crying about ice?
Yeah, I think I could.
So much. Gosh damn it! It's like a longest camping trip that won't fucking stop.
Yeah,
this is what I was challenging you on 8 weeks ago. You're like, no, I can look at water. And if I see the water, I feel safe.
Because that does feel like a camping trip.
You're just like, such a fucking trooper. Give the woman her ice, please, universe and God.
Okay.
So then.
No, I'm serious. Like, I don't talk about my day job for a reason.
Yeah, but fuck that.
It's public. They filed for bankruptcy. Like, the business that I work in of CVS Health filed for bankruptcy. So then it's like, just like the day is crazy. The water is crazy. The world is literally crazy.
Literally.
So I drink
Fireball.
I drink the
Fireball.
I wasn't planning on crying, but she goes, "You're gonna cry about ice?" Like, fuck yeah, I will.
Yes, she's had enough. The river has dried up, and Mama has had enough of this fucking shit.
So, we laugh so we don't cry, but
hold on, my fucking eyes twitching. Oh.
I'm surprised that I have tears, but here I am.
Listen, like 4 weeks ago, you were going, I'm just going to take the water out of the river in buckets. And I'm like, oh my God, this woman might actually be Jesus.
To me, like, you got, when things are really bad, you're just like, and it's like an immediate bad, you know what I mean? Like if it's...
You have to survive.
Yeah. So like a big problem solving, but you can only sustain that for so long.
Yeah, facts.
So I'm not sustained.
Yeah, no. I love a good problem. And then like, let's solve this motherfucker and move on.
So why won't it be solved? So they're just like, the world is heavy. So I think I just was a little too serious in the last couple of episodes. So I'm going to cry and laugh.
But like, that's where you're at.
So I'm going to cry and laugh.
What are you doing? You're raising children and you have no fucking water and the world's crazy and it's bankrupt and...
Yeah. Right?
I also don't think we also have to have fun here every time. Stirring up doesn't... I know you do, but the value proposition of the show isn't stir it up equals have fun.
Oh my God. The things that I love about what we do, though, like the things that make me so happy are when I'm crying because I'm laughing. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't mind arguing with you. No. Yes. we do good with that.
No problem.
And when
do you think that people actually look at us and they're like, oh, they talk?
Yeah, because I don't know. Because this is what the other thing was. Every time we've had like any sort of like level of intensity, and I feel the intensity, no doubt. But then we walk out of here, and then we have another beer in the bar, and we're loud. Like
That's how I grew up.
We get feisty in our real life conversations. I just don't normally have to play it back. So
It's so terrible. It's so terrible. I told you that the other day. I'm like, Jessica.
I know, but people like it.
How do you edit and listen to us?
Most of the time I love it. Most of the time I do. Like, I think we're so funny. I think it's so funny. Most of the time it's a little charm because I'm like, oh, I didn't actually catch. This is the other thing. I don't know if it's because my hearing or like or my thoughts are going too much.
Yeah.
I don't
Takes you a long time to learn words to the song.
Yes. I still, yes. I have to read them.
She's like, we're singing the lyrics and you're going,
no, ask Matt. Like, we could play a whole segment of the words that I think it is and then what it really is.
I remember saying something one time where like people were like, if you want to like a lip sync and you don't know the words and nothing comes out, if you just go
watermelon,
like no matter what beat,
but dramatic,
but no matter what beat, just can I hit it? Watermelon in the morning, like, you know what I mean?
It's good enough.
Yeah,
but my problem is I'd like to be in it and sing. Like, I
like the words, and then when you're singing to a lyrical genius.
Oh, that's Heather.
Taylor
lyrical
Swift.
Genius.
Taylor Swift.
Oh,
and me.
Heather's going to be
recorded since we've had all of the dates and adventures.
That was 2 weeks.
Okay, well, we might have to split the episode. We might have to tease AI, and that can go 2 weeks. So we need to talk about our adventures. We've been on party buses. We've been barefoot dancing at mooses.
At mooses.
We've jello shotted.
Yeah, but we can't talk about too much of that because we got NDAs in place.
Yeah, we got NDAs, bitches.
Anonymous friend.
Yeah, they'll sign up quickly once they get revenue.
That's the point. They signed an NDA. No revenue.
No revenue.
No revenue to you, bitch.
You out, bitch. Happy birthday, anonymous friend. Dude, when I woke up the next morning, though, I didn't take a shower before I went to bed. This is disgusting. Okay, so I didn't actually. And overall, 0 being my best behavior. No, 0 being my worst behavior and 10 being my best. I truly feel like I jammed this motherfucker out with I had like a 9.1. I do. I really do.
Me too. I think I did my best.
So many people were like,
I was in charge for half of it.
So happy to be with you, ladies. Love you, ladies. Good job, ladies.
No
we're like,
drama.
Yeah. It was no drama. It was the easy. I mean, it was wonderful. So I went to bed, makeup on, mascara stuck to my fucking face. I had these cork shoes on. I got up at the fucking circle.
I
Shout out to the circle.
What you were wearing.
Shout out to the fucking circle. My cork clogs.
You should have wore your work boots that you're wearing now. I like those.
My fucking toes look like they have bent. My dogs look like the 4-wheeler ran them over. Anyway, so I just got in and I danced barefoot at the Moose. I did.
I didn't know that, but I
did you not?
It. No, I didn't know it until you told me the next day. But I danced barefoot at.
If you're not putting your feet in this fucking earth, I don't know what you're doing.
Well, I don't know if that was earth, but I guess maybe there was some earth down there.
Earth? The Moose has seen more earth in those boots.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Seen more or something. Anyway, I woke up the next morning and the bottoms of my feet were the color of this table. Part of it from the cork of my fancy fucking old lady shoes from up at the circle.
Right.
My orthopedic clogs.
That's my new favorite shopping place. Absolutely.
Fucking love that shit. 10 out of fucking 10. Shout out to the circle. Sponsor us.
Let's do it.
I spend at least $2,000 there a year. I know it. I know it. Would you rather
Okay.
ride around in a party bus or only stay at one place all night?
I think party bus.
I like the party bus.
Just because it was really successful.
We had snacks. We had snacks. We had water. We had charcuterie. We had vegetable trays. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
A trash can.
Right.
Nobody spilled their piss.
Nobody threw up.
A couple people spilled on their selves. We won't talk about you. We won't blast you out because you're a listener. If you don't come on the show in the next 4 weeks, we'll talk about how many times you spilled on yourself.
That is cooler. Good call.
You'd literally go,
every time.
we didn't even start the bus.
Open. spill foam. Yeah. No, it was a hit.
Okay, party bus or party at home, barn fire, surprise.
Bonfire.
Okay.
Yeah, barn.
No party, trip with like 6 people you love. You're not the same. Everyone's different.
Oh, God. When I was in my 20s, I probably would have picked that. Right now, I'm just not there with a trip of 6 people that I love right now. Anyways.
But I had a woman put her hand in my face at a gala
Oh, so I have to cut it.
last weekend, and she went, no, you have to cut it. She literally, I won't tell you where I was at or what I was doing or what it was for, but she literally went, I can't with this right now.
Was it the person that I think it
Yeah.
is?
And she turned around and walked away. And I was like, okay. And my husband was like, why didn't you tell her, fuck off? And I was like,
he went. I didn't know if he
no, I came home and I was like,
okay.
he's like, how did it go? I'm like,
you told him?
in the end, it was wonderful. I asked for 3 things, and I'm very clear in my asks generally. And none of them happened, so then I was just going to do it myself.
Right.
And I said, hello, how are you? Give a hug. It looks great. I brought my own tent cards with my own seating chart. I said, if I'm not going to get my online auction, if I'm not going to get to pick the menu, if you're not going to take any amount of feedback, and you've disregarded the humans that I respect more than myself who have been also driving these things. So like I'm feeling a little bit like I'm supposed to be a leader here, and you're almost being, not almost, you are insubordinate. So I was like, do you have the seating chart? Because as I understood it, there was only not seating for like 60 or 90 people. I'm 2.5 hours before the event. Like I know calligraphy, and I bought the pen and the seating chart cards.
I know calligraphy. I'm eccentric and I know calligraphy.
I'm not going to write tent cards on a $150 a card event when Bell Point Pen. Like, I came to win. I'm going to write them fucking seating charts out myself. If it kills me, it's going to look gorge.
Obviously.
I practiced. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said I could do it.
Right. Totally. No doubt.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like, the skills of Heather go deep.
I don't know if they're deep or... They don't
Look,
actually. I never actually got to use this calligraphy skill because she
didn't?
put her hand in my face and walked away.
That's how it went down.
So I said, "Hey, do you have the final list? I'm gonna write a seating chart." And she was like, "We only reserve tables for platinum and gold sponsors." And I said, "Okay, so how many people are silver and gold sponsors or whatever, and how many people have open seating? Do you have the final list?" And she was like, "That's not how we do it." That was what she said. And I was like, Karen, I appreciate and respect how you've done things, but we've asked for a couple small things to happen, this being the number one thing.
I'm shocked at the disrespect.
And I go, I feel like it's a miss. That's it. That's all I said.
Good.
And she goes, I can't, and I don't remember if she said with you or with this, because her hand was in my face. And then she like whipped around. This is 5 o'clock in the after fucking noon, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just here. So when I'm treated that way, I'm like,
of course.
Fuck you. Like, whatever. Okay, you're not going to ruin my night. I got a cute dress. My girlfriend gave me. It's green. It's the prettiest dress. Shout out to Janine. And
yeah, thank you, Janine.
I'm here with my friends. And it's not about how you treated me at this very moment. But
when I almost got hit by a car
you'll be sleeping with the fishies before you know you've drowned it.
When I almost got hit by a car today while I was
Don't
running.
mistake my kindness for weakness, you little twat waffle.
Amen. Right?
Fuck you. Fuck you.
This dude
All you had to do
was like a couple of jobs. This dude
flush the toilet, bitch.
This dude almost hit Ricky and I in the car today. And
running?
Yeah. It was a very small amount of like pavement that we run on, and then it's a gravel road. As he was driving, I could see that he was not paying attention to the road. So he was distracted, whether it was his phone or something else, whatever. And I really think it was like a quick minute, but I could see that he wasn't pulling off, he wasn't giving us space. So I started to get worried about that. And then not only was he not giving us space, it was like kind of a curve, and he was coming at me. His car was white Durango or Explorer coming right at me. And I was just like, oh no. Like, that was my response. And I looked back at Ricky, and I thought she was like maybe sort of in the ditch. Like, I wasn't sure she was like going to jump for it, but I look up and she's got 2 little fingers up.
Shout out to Ricky.
And then he's passed us, finally slammed on his brake, and then honked his horn. He's way behind us, and we are pedestrians. And he's honking on his horn in the way that our, like, tired, pissed off mom running, morning, like,
your bitches are ready to go a fucking wall.
She turned around and went in the middle of the road and was like, fuck you, coming at us. And I was like, bitch, don't mess with us. Like, the rage was just like, if you little pussy ass boy want to come out here and start a fight in the road, you have no idea what you are coming for. You have no idea. And that's how we started today. That is how we started today. I was just like, you guys don't have any fucking clue who you're messing with. And the same thing, like, put a hand in my face. Bitch, please.
What? You would have done with that to me at Lee Tucky. I would have baseballed your fucking car. Get the fuck out of here with your hand in my fucking face. You're lucky that I have developed.
Yeah, you're lucky I've progressed and, like, evolved in my life.
Are you fucking... back in the day, I'd have been like, Tay!
And she would have ran up.
I watched some girls fucking talk shit to my sister one time, and I got double beat up. I'm not kidding you.
No, I will.
We told the story, did we not? The skinny one?
At the bar.
No, this was in the fucking front of the high school, the year after I graduated high school.
I don't think we talked about that.
My sister was like, the sweetest, kindest, bestest. And she was friends with a popular boy at the time, and he had a popular girlfriend. I don't know. The girlfriend showed my sister some sort of hello, and they spent like the entire basketball game being mean to my sister.
Oh.
So I went out front, and I was like, listen, you little fucking cunts. Well, the little one jumped on me, and the big one started punching me. And I like literally got jumped by these fucking... I was getting beat up, Jessica.
I believe it. You're
like, my hair was pulled out. And like I was bruised. And like one was on me. Like on me like one of those when you put your baby on a backpack. So she was fucking squeezing me and punching me.
Sorry. This is not a circumstance to laugh, but
they were.
I know you made it. So I think I can laugh.
I fucking made it. And the big one was like pulling my fucking hair. So the little one was on my back, and I was like, ah. And the big one was like pulling my hair and like kicking me and punching me. She was. It was horrible. It was horrid. I thought to myself, I never thought I was going to die.
Jumped. You got jumped.
I got fucking jumped. Yeah. Not fun. Okay.
No.
It's not. It's no bueno. And that was back in my sober days. Like, the worst thing I was doing was smoking a menthol. You know? I was just there for the basketball game.
If you could secure them.
Right. If I could. No, I was 19 at that point. So I'd already been buying from the school parking lot for like 6 years at that point. I could buy my own.
You were selling them.
And I don't know how it got broke up. I don't know if it was like my brother-in-law or Josh Briston. It might have been Josh Briston. We have to ask him.
I believe it.
It might have been Josh.
That
got broke up.
Sense.
Listen, and then I saw the fucking one that was my size by herself across the parking lot. I'm not kidding you. And I fucking saw her, and I went, when you're like, don't fuck with me today, bitch. I fucking knees to chested across that parking lot, and I said, come here, you little Christina Aguilera fucking skank. I did. I'll never forget it. And I fucking headlocked her. And I fucking pounded that bitch so fucking hard that I jabbed myself in my own fucking eye. That's not a story. It sounds like a fucking story. It's not a story. It's the only, outside of my sisters and my neighbors, it's my only real fight. You know, because I always had people around me who were better fighters. But right there, I had to fucking, you know.
Yeah, you had to go.
And a police officer, Dan Plobinski, jumped me and put me in the back of the police car at the high school parking lot.
What did he say about that?
I said, let me out of this fucking car, you fucking pig. They dropped me fucking first. Like white girl shit. Total white girl shit. Belligerent fucking
Lee Tucky shit.
Lee Tucky trash bitch. Not sure I'm gonna fucking graduate high school, get pregnant, or make it through college shit.
Right.
That's what I did.
And did he let you out of the car?
Yeah, and I said, if I do it again, I'd run that bitch the fuck over. I meant that too.
Shout out Dan Pavinsky.
Shout out to Dan Pavinsky. He fell off a ladder and died.
No shit, I didn't know that.
A couple years later. Mm-hmm.
A long time ago?
Yeah.
I don't feel like I knew that. Mm-hmm. Wow, I just thought he was living happily ever after quietly.
Listen, I literally, publicly, belligerently derailed him, but he grabbed me and all he saw was me beating her up.
And
I was getting my ass kicked for 20 minutes and no one cared.
And he's done it 100 times.
Probably more like 45 seconds. But it felt like 100 minutes. And then I called him names and he let me go.
Good job. And did your parents find out about the whole...
Jessica, I had a black eye. I couldn't walk. I was so beat up.
What did your parents say?
I was fighting for my sister. They didn't give a fuck.
Right, that's what I
My mama made me dinner and I got ice and shit. I don't know. Who fucking knows? Got to smoke a cigarette in the living room. No, I didn't.
I know, I'm just dying.
There was no trouble to be had, though. Like, there was no way. My dad would have been more... No way. No, I would have never been in trouble for that. Funny. No way. Fuck with my sister? Yeah, right.
It's too much.
Didn't even need to be a real reason.
I have not stopped crying.
Didn't need to be a real reason.
Didn't need to be a real reason.
No, not when it's your fucking little sister. Are you fucking kidding me?
I know, I totally agree. I honestly totally agree.
Booter.
I'm gonna go pee.
Good one. Break.
Yep. Show, and then transition. Do you have anything else for the...
Oh, your family must be home because Brewer's like, someone's here.
Yeah, Matt's truck's in there.
Cute little voicey. Hi, Bruter. You're so cute.
Before we tap into the real tea, we've got a message from a new sponsor and a personal friend of mine, leadership coach Lisa Tarkington. Every single one of us can reflect on a time where they might have felt in a season of transition or feeling stuck trying to get to the next level of leadership and career development, perhaps shifting from a tactical execution to true strategic leadership. That leap can feel overwhelming and sometimes really frustrating, but you don't have to do it alone. So what Lisa does is she helps people that maybe feel stuck. Maybe they're battling from some self-doubt or just wishing they had stronger communication, wishing someone understood them the way that they're trying to convey themselves in certain areas of key leadership skills. Many people, including myself, don't realize that actually a coach is the one that can help you get to that next level. So Lisa is a personal friend of mine, and I've gotten to watch her journey helping people in all aspects of life, overcoming some of those skills that prevent each and every one of us from getting to the next level in our career is what she excels in identifying and then overcoming. She's done it herself, and now she's in the business of coaching others. So Lisa is an adventurer at heart. She's a guide by design. She's a certified coach through the International Coaching Federation with both corporate and entrepreneurial experience. She's going to put you first in guiding you to meet your goals and step fully into the leader you're meant to be. Here's the thing. Coaching works. 80% of the people who coach do report increased self-confidence that help them get to that next level. Over 70 benefit from that improved performance and stronger communication. The results do come through. Thousands of leaders have already grown through Lisa's coaching and workshops, and now it's your turn. So here's how you can find out. Head to lisatarkington.com/coaching and get your free consultation. When you talk to her, let her know that Jessica sent you or mention the podcast. Again, that's lisatarkington.com/coaching, because leadership isn't about getting things done. It's about becoming the leader you're meant to be. It is officially cozy season, and there is really one loungewear brand that I love the most, and it's Comfort. Comfort has the highest quality sweatshirts, sweatpants, t-shirts, It's heavy feeling. It gives you a sense of safety. It's extremely cozy. It's really designed from a mental health perspective. Even their t-shirts, though, have like this really nice weighted hang to them that I really love. My absolute favorite sweatshirts and my go-to sweatshirts are my comfort sweatshirts. They are running a Black Friday sale right now, so there are some early Black Friday deals, up to 70% off. If you head out there now, you can get a discount on your entire basket with our code for the podcast, comfort.com/stirreduppod. It's comfort without the second O, comfort.com/stirreduppod. That'll give you an extra 15% off your order. It's a perfect time to stock up for your comfy season, maybe get a few gifts ahead of the holidays, and save a little money with the pod. Okay, so per listener recommendation.
Yeah.
We have to try Fireball Apple.
I like those sunglasses over there.
It tastes exactly like I thought it was going to be honest. Here's the thing. Here's my honest God feedback. I don't know why apple needs to taste like green apple. Like, why do we feel like green apple? Make it taste a little like cider.
Well, if this was still red, that it wouldn't be much of a marketing play, would it?
Fair. Okay, fair. But it tastes...
As a marketer, I'm a marketer's dream, so I'm into the green. Because, like, for me, I'm like, oh!
It's differentiation.
I'd be like, it's Christmas spice! Sell this bitch for $400 a bottle and this one for $1.99 because it's seasonal.
Okay, but
like, pay me the big bucks, Joss.
If you put Fireball in like a red apple cider, oh my God, that's not what it tastes like. You know what I mean? Like, I really, really want to to me, this tastes like a regular apple cinnamon. Like, what would make this more apple? Mix it with cider. Oh my God, I did that once and then put it in.
This smells like cider to me.
It tastes like a green, you know those green suckers with the caramel around them? That's what it tastes like. That's what it tastes like.
I don't like it. I'm not drinking that.
I mean, I'll drink one, but
I'll take this one.
Okay.
No. It's cute packaging, but I ain't drinking that. Product's shitty.
No, it's for everyone. Because, like, some people really like it. So good for them. But it tastes...
Sponsor us, Fireball. I like the green stuff, too.
No, you don't.
Jessica does.
No, I don't.
It's a trade-off.
We don't like the green stuff.
Hold on. What about if we did, like, the Fireball Wars?
Okay.
You're like, okay.
I was going to say, do it like a pink packaging for us.
Oh.
You know, they don't even need to change packaging for us. They could just throw us a bone.
Yeah, give us a bucket, bro.
Yeah.
It was a stackable bucket. We want a gas station merch pyramid.
I want a bucket and a refrigerator that we can send to loyal party stores who like us.
Because we need 20 refrigerators full of Fireball.
Because here's what I'll say. We are party store people. There is nothing more
better than a party store.
And more on brand for us for so many reasons.
Shout out to Buc-ee's. Tara and I went to Buc-ee's. It was so good. Everyone got merch. We got Christmas beaver t-shirts. But I also got a chicken tender basket, a homemade Rice Krispie treat, a fountain soda. We had brisket happen in the car.
You guys are crazy.
Party store people.
I have a big conundrum for us today.
Oh, fuck.
It is a big conundrum. So what I intend to explain to you, like, I want to break down for you why we can't live without, or we can't lose AI. So, like, individually, maybe we can live without AI, but, like, what I intend to explain is, like, why we can't lose out on the whole AI situation, and also why it's costing us, like, maybe to everything. It's going to be, it's a nexus. Do you know what I mean by a nexus? Mm-hmm. Like, it's a problem that wants to separate itself, but it's fused together. So we're almost like, as the saying goes, we're damned if we do, or damned if we don't. Mm-hmm. Do you have any idea why? Like, is there anything before I get, like, into the details and go?
Yeah, I think it has to do with power and resources and the cost of it on both ends.
Yes. If it's going to cost us so much, then, like, we just don't do it.
Most things that are worth doing have a cost.
The stakes are so high. There's no other option. So we have to really understand that to then put into context the clinker close sort of conclusion. And I don't think there can be a clinker close to this. Okay. All right. What I'm about to present to you is why the U.S. economy, our national security, and our global competitiveness revolves around the success of AI operating in the United States. Meanwhile, at least with the structure that we have today, the burden is starting to be put on the people of the communities. So financial, environmental, economic burden is now becoming like a big cost to consumers.
Why do you say, I don't remember your exact verbiage, but you're like,
we have to do it. We have to win.
The security, like national security, because so much.
So let's break this down
like
first.
Actual national security intelligence to our being.
Yes. So if we don't do this, if we don't do AI, okay, so we being primarily OpenAI, let's be honest about that. But then the companies that support them, I'm going to break that down a little bit more detail. But let's just use simple example, or just like at a top line basic. OpenAI is the company that makes ChatGPT, which is 10% of the world uses ChatGPT right now. Not a very small fraction of them pay for it, but only in just, I think, 3 years, the adoption has been insanely powerful. Microsoft is embedded into ChatGPT, NVIDIA,
Google.
Google has their own. They're not using OpenAI, at least to my knowledge. They have their own. So we're going to talk about a little bit about that. Meta has their own. Amazon has their own. Amazon doesn't have a chat bot.
Meta? Facebook, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yep. All right. So we're going to break down kind of all of those dynamics. I absolutely will do that. But just to lay the land, if those companies don't succeed, the substitute is a Chinese company. And what happens if a Chinese company is ruling the world in artificial intelligence is that it's simply dangerous. Like, not a good idea for us if China is running the world in artificial intelligence. There's no other substitute. So, national security.
Is China putting their data centers here? They're on our land?
No. But they're not. They're making their own large language, not to my knowledge. They're making their own large language models. They're highly subsidized. We don't have a lot of insight into, at least that I could find. I didn't do any research distinctly on Chinese AI, but that's the competition. And they are putting their data centers in other Asian countries for sure. And we are too. I think that there's going to be a lot more of that in African countries. There's discussion of putting data centers in space if we can get them there. So there's options all on the table here. But right now we're talking about data centers in the United States. So we'll have to get there. But before I get there, I need to explain why it's so important that we are successful. So that's a national security perspective. From an economics perspective, I'm going to show you a chart, and I'm going to put it on the visualization, and we're going to put it in social media. What I'm showing you is S&P 500, and the NASDAQ charts look pretty similar. So there's a category of stocks called the Magnificent Seven. This is an unofficial term. There's only 7 stocks. This is just like a media term, perhaps. Like a journalist coined this, or like an investor coined this. Of all of the stocks in the S&P 500, 7 of them are driving exclusive growth, right? The rest of the 493, or whatever the math is, right, are basically flat. You can see a flat line across the bottom. And then the blue line is the Magnificent Seven driving all of the growth. Those stocks are Microsoft, Amazon,
NVIDIA, Google,
NVIDIA, Meta,
Tesla. I've read, hold on. I've read them all twice.
Apple.
Yeah.
Almost all of them, arguably all of them, are AI companies. Last year, $400 billion of CapEx expenditure was invested, or this year, 2025, CapEx expenditure was AI investments The next year is expected to be 500 billion, and at least that much the year after that. There has never been anything in the history of the world, a project that, like, to get to
that much investment.
Correct. Ever in its whole, like, a 10-year expenditure was 300
When you look at the growth relative to where the balance of the dollars are going into the stock market, are people investing? What's the balance of the investments? It's okay if you don't know it. I'm just curious.
I mean, I think I can elaborate on it.
Like, if you have $100, if every human in America who's investing has $100, is 80 going to the top 7?
That's why that's the growth, right? So that's the stock market.
Talk that one out for me.
So if you're not invested in the stock market, you're not going to feel this. But you and I, anybody who has a 401k or some sort of investment fund, I asked my financial advisor yesterday if he could even pull out from the different investment funds that we invest in. Because we say we put, certain dollars in, and then part of our whole
Shamrock Capital, this capital,
there are all
whatever,
these
and then
different.
diversify.
There are all these different funds. How many of those funds are all just actually investing in these 7 companies? I'm sure there's some diversification here. That's what their job is. But we don't have an obvious way. He's going to see if he can look into it. But we don't have an obvious way right now to be able to say how much are actually just invested in the Magnificent Seven. How much am I even invested? Because I have no idea. I'm not going in and putting my dollars into these companies individually, but my funds are. Mm-hmm. So anybody who has a 401k or they're investing in mutual funds or they're doing any sort of retirement investments, any growth you're seeing, again, I'll put it on the screen, any growth you're seeing is by and large these 7 companies. These 7 companies are now investing hundreds of billions of dollars, more that's ever been invested. So also capital that's coming from private equity and venture capital funds that are going into AI and not, there's only so much money that can go around. So also think about all that we're putting our eggs in that basket and not into any other basket. So if we're saying we want to invest in manufacturing and yada, 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 like flat out, just let's be real with the fact that all the money that's available right now.
Understood.
And I've been listening to so many smart people on this. Like the only money that's available is all better for worse invested in AI. Okay, so like I said, all of the billions of dollars, there's never been so many dollars going into one project ever. This is it not only, so like Apollo to get to the moon, inflation adjusted dollars were 300 billion over 10 years. We're doing Apollos every year for the next.
Why? Okay, so why all this investment?
The AI model is innovation and invention, but as soon as it's done, like the large language model for ChatGPT looks exactly the same for Gemini. Like,
what does large language mean? Like your big search terms, but like, what does that mean to the regular? How do you explain that?
It's the big. We don't really have. What I would just say. So all it is the ability to be able to compute and get like true artificial. Your experience with ChatGPT is a single large language model. So then your ability to do that with Google in what is called Gemini is almost an identical experience. When you go to the next one, which is Perplexity, is almost also an identical experience. And you and I could sit here and argue like, well, it's more creative output when you get from, and they're going to change these things and the output changes. But the fundamental facts and like the basic core argument is like, these are innovation and are quick commodities until you can do the Apple model, which is like entangle people into a suite of products that's hard to move away from. So you and I pay $20 for ChatGPT a month. We're rare people. Most of the people don't pay for ChatGPT. They just use the free version of the same model. It's a little bit different, but mostly you just have limitations on your output. We can very easily cancel that and go to Gemini without Google Gemini, and we've discussed this, without having a significant amount of sacrifice. In fact, when we want ChatGPT to do what we want it to do because it's a little more creative, or Claude, another one, we'll just dabble, right? Like there's so by 90% the same and then 10% a little bit different that makes them become a commodity, which is really interesting. What the people behind the scenes are saying is like, it needs to become what Apple did, was like make an innovation because anybody can do the iPhone, kind of what they did. But then they really quickly made a suite of products that were interconnected. So now it's almost so hard to walk away from. So that's what these companies are all going to have to do. And the second thing they're all going to have to do, which is what we're going to get to next, is...
Why does the data center have to be a physical building?
We haven't even gotten to the data center yet. Well, okay. Great question. Can I come back to that? Because I really want to make sure that we understand.
Also, you're so smart and I love you, but I barely followed you.
Oh shit! That was my whole point. Because I do have a point in this where I say, okay, so do we understand? Like I have a check-in to where we understand. Okay, so then let me get to like, okay, what I really want to ground us in.
I still don't understand.
What I really want to ground us in.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay, what I really want to ground us in is the economic impact, right? Okay.
I think we might need to get a stand-up table for next year.
Okay. All right, we'll work on that. Easy.
I'm very interested, and then my fucking shoulder burns.
So what we do understand is that like the we kind of blaze through this.
Is that page 1?
Yeah, page 1. The first point is that all of our investments and our growth, if we talk about the stock market, like fuck literally every other company except for 7 companies, and all of them are tied to AI. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if we get to a point where we get to the data centers and we're like, oh, it's too much energy and too much cost and all these other things. Okay, fine. But then there goes our retirement. Like, holy hell.
Holy fucking hell.
Yeah. Like,
no, I will be.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I want to, and so national security. Also, if we don't do it, then China will. So like, okay, points 1 and 2 are like, we have to win. That's the point.
Meaning AI, just as much as it's connecting our ability to provide value in our lives to make it easier, better, simple, that same intelligence in terms of security threats to the United States, we've got to keep up with that.
Yes. And if I sat here and said, well, I live off the grid and I live with my chickens and I don't really give a shit about AI, because I know a couple people that say that. More than a couple.
You know a couple.
Right. More than a couple. Fine. You be you. But America can't just...
Americana's got to fucking get her together.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure that we're grounded on the economic stakes that are here. Secondly, we discuss the investment. So what I want to leave us at on the big picture of like why we can't lose is that not only is the big picture economy tied to the success of the companies who are investing Apollo level investments every single year, like an investment we've never seen in the history of modern humanization.
Is that government investing in it?
Well, yeah. Donald Trump just put our U.S. investments a 10% stake in Intel. Mm-hmm. That's not even in my paperwork. I don't even give a shit about that. Like,
I don't even.
That's not even a part of the story.
Shit about that.
It's not even a part of the story.
I hear you. Okay.
I could almost even make the case today. What I don't think it's a deviation from what I believe in, but I could make the case. I think it's weird and I don't know, whatever. But I could almost make the case for it, given the stakes, right? Like I do think the stakes are so high. Second point being, the investment is so large and the revenue potential, like they haven't had a proven model for guaranteeing that return on investment. There is bubble, like an AI bubble is all that investors are talking about right now. So what happens if this is a bubble and it bursts? Like, doesn't mean that it's not important and that it was fake, but like we were overinflated and then who pays for that? Again, it's so big. Remember when like in 2008, we bailed out the auto manufacturers because they were too big to fail in the banks because they were too big to fail. This is on such a magnitude that's so much higher than that I think is like fucking mind blowing. Okay. All right. So a couple of things that I'll just point out. So 2.4% of the investment tech is making is realized in revenue. 2.4%. OpenAI is at the center of a lot of this for reasons that I explained. So for them to be able, there's so many reasons they're at the center of it, and I can get into it, but I don't even think I need to. But the point I want to make home is that they will have to grow 2,400% in 5 years. Their revenue growth would have to be 2,500% in 4 years.
Insanity.
So it's gonna pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what do we do now?
Well, so we can't fail, right? Like that's where I said, okay, I wrote on my notes. Okay, so I think we understand the big picture context here as to why we can't fail, right? Like, any questions on that before I move on?
Can't afford to fail.
Can't afford to fail. So we need AI. So why wouldn't we put data centers everywhere?
They take up a lot of energy and a lot of water to cool them down.
Yeah, a lot of energy and a lot of water. Okay.
What's a data center?
We've had them for a couple of decades now, particularly for cloud computing. What that means is every time you stream from Netflix, every time you stream,
every time you Google something,
every time you
get on AI.
Yes, every time you listen to us. Yeah. Every time you listen to us. So yeah, let's use it like
every time you put in Alexa, take me to.
Alexa, stop.
She doesn't fucking know. She's asleep.
She's lit up. She's lit. Alexa, stop. Okay, so a perfect example is our show. It's just a simple example. When we're done with our show, I take a file that's usually a couple of gigs. Sometimes it's 10 gig, which is kind of a lot. It's a lot.
For like one afternoon. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm going to cut that in half, Jessica.
Fuck that.
Fuck that. Macro and fucking protein that shit out.
Right.
You don't think she's scared in there all by herself?
I'm not worried about the chicken. Okay, so when we're done with the show, I take our packaged file that's sitting on my computer that everybody can see right here. I love my computer.
Me too. You want to see mine?
Just beautiful, gorgeous.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Mine's called Fiona.
Let's not get yours out because we're not done.
Because I'm cheesy. Fiona. Get Fiona.
No.
You don't get Fiona? Fiona Apple? Alexa. Stop. Don't interrupt me. Alexa. Play Fiona Apple's most famous song.
Listen to our show, or you listen to whatever music. The creators keep their beautiful little precious files on their hard drive.
Like Jessica.
And then when they're ready to distribute it, they have to upload it to something like YouTube or all of these other places that we can stream from.
And that takes energy, like turning on your lights or storage or computing.
Storage. Well, so what we're doing is we are electronically sending it to another bigger computer somewhere else. We're paying somebody. It's paying in other ways, whether it's advertising, so YouTube is free. YouTube is free. Or website hosting, like to host a website is somebody else's computer somewhere else. It's just a bigger computer somewhere else. It's reliable and always online. So the cloud is not like in a cloud, it's in a data center somewhere. And then we use the internet to ping a data center and then it just delivers stuff from our computers. We're not waiting. So if we relied on computer to computer, if we were all waiting for my computer to be available to download our episode, my internet's not reliable out here, or I've unplugged it, or it needs battery, or whatever. But the data center is just an always-on computer that's meant to do nothing other than store a whole bunch of copies of information, and then you just ping it every time you enter a website. Every time you download a file, every time you do a Google Drive, every time you go to Facebook.
Going to a data center. Computing.
You're going to a data center.
Okay.
Your phone is going to a data center. It's pinging a data center and it's sending stuff right back. So we've had these for years. We've had a very steady, reliable growth of a high level.
Now we're popping them shit ups like pole barns.
So as soon as, like I said, popping
them shit ups like pole barns. We are.
I'm listening better. I'm not being so serious.
That's funny, isn't it?
It was funny. like an Amish. Like the Amish. We're popping them up like the Amish.
God, popping that shit up. Praying to God it doesn't get too hot and fucking put so much.
It is getting hot. That's part of the
so
problem.
Hot. That's why Michigan's melting.
Okay, so we've had these for years.
And I'm not going to be so serious. I want to laugh at your joke.
I meant it. I love that for you.
Pop it like it's hot.
Okay. So
that was so dumb.
These poor people that listen to us. I cannot believe.
Yeah.
Anybody who listens to us.
For anybody who listens.
If you're going to listen to any episode, this is the one I want you to listen to. And Alice Little's episode. I liked her too.
That was a good one.
We've had steady
growth.
Consistent growth. But then ChatGPT came online and we were like, holy fuck, this is interesting. So we went from 0 to 10% of the world in 3 years. What has it been since ChatGPT has done its thing, right? So even in
the last year, I feel like it's insane.
I agree.
6 to 9 months. Like, I bet it's computing faster than anybody can handle it.
I agree.
Burning.
And like I said, ChatGPT isn't the only one on the map. In fact, like Meta has their own thing going on. Like everybody's got a stake in this game. And if you... winner gets all kind of thing. And the precious
why are they all putting so much money in the bucket if they don't actually feel like they're going to make a monopoly and all make a fuck ton of money? Like, if they're going to lose a ton of money as they make a ton of money, like, they're not that dumb. Like, the Magnificent Seven, are 6 of them going to freeze and die?
No, I think they all think that they can win. If there's only 7.
Whose dick's bigger?
Whose dick's bigger? And the name of the game is power. It's the absolute constraint. It's the absolute constraint of this whole thing.
Power in what? Power in people or power in energy?
Power and energy. Like literally, Amazon's CEO, Andy Jassy, has said if we had more energy, we could make more sales. If we had, like, it's the absolute constraint. There just is simply not enough power. Since there's not, the first person to secure the precious gold resource, it's a diamond. It's like they're all hunting for the same thing. Think of, like, I don't know, what's the movie, like Indiana Jones or like.
So are they all hunting for more power? Or are they all hunting for how do you make what they already do more efficient? It's got to be twofold.
No, it's not efficiency. They don't give a shit about that. They're just saying, well, Google's doing an okay job. They're the only. Energy is the single boundary in which AI can scale. Training an AI model uses so much more energy than any single query, right? Like, so training the model itself every time.
Leaving all the lights on in your house for months and months and months. That's how much energy it consumes.
Yeah. So training an AI model, you're right, is the same as consuming as much energy as thousands of home for a year. Thousands of home for a year. Compared to a single query's energy is equivalent to like a light bulb for a few hours. There's so many people creating queries and like the volume of queries that are made, the energy consumption for queries has now consumed more than what training consumes.
Will it just shut off? Someday are we going to get on our computers and AI is going to shut off?
Like, absolutely not. The stakes are too high. Remember?
So where's the energy going to come from? Are our lights going to get shut off for our computers?
That's what I'm going to tell you. That's what I'm going to tell you. Well, I mean, that's the huge problem. I'm not going to tell you that. It's a huge problem. Okay, so a single ChatGPT query uses 10 times more energy than a single Google search. And some of that kind of gets me upset because I'm like, well, Google's giving me an AI response anyways. Why wouldn't I just use ChatGPT? However, Gemini, which is Google's chat AI bot thing, seems to be the most efficient AI system. So Google recently released more information about its energy list for Gemini, and it claims that the impact of a simple prompt is so minuscule. A single prompt is the equivalent of watching TV for less than 9 seconds on Gemini. So if you're going to make the choice, and if you have access to Google Gemini, I don't know, like we have it as a part of our business suite.
Fiona has it?
No. Apple uses ChatGPT. but that's like embedded in.
How do I get the Fiona? How do I get the?
We'll do it offline, but I'll show you. Mm-hmm. But we have that as a part of like our startup email and like our Google Business Suite. Over the past 12 months, the energy of a single Gemini text has also been reduced by a third. So like they're significantly being more efficient about like the energy
the data
load.
computing.
They need to be too, because what I do have also, like it just in context, is Google's data centers have more of a burden than I think almost all of Facebook's data centers combined. Like their big data center, Google's big data center, is like $1 billion. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. We'll have to get there. But it's like an insane amount of energy and water in one single data center. It was like all of Facebook's data centers combined. Gemini is a pretty good choice to make, but you know, dabble with what you will, because
dabble with what you will.
For me, where I'm at is Gemini is my primary right now, but it's not that creative. Like the creative writing lacks. So then, okay, I'm going to do most of my chat, like most of my AI computing work is going to be in Gemini, and then I can just go to ChatGPT when I need to.
Smart. Okay.
That seems to be, to me, like
a good balance.
Yeah, good balance. And then, you know, you can use the free version of ChatGPT in that way. You don't have to pay for it. An interesting, so tech companies obviously know, like, to be competitive, for them to win, to be successful from an individual company perspective, they're going to have to be the first company to secure the golden nugget, the power, right? Like they're going to have to be the one
like
that
is consumers' energy like at a tax, like are they?
We're going to talk about consumers' energy next. We're going there. So I would just want to get to the point where like tech companies through subsidiaries usually, so they have their own sort of
What's like a subsidiary?
Like a sister company. It's not like a joint venture. Like it's a fully owned thing of Google, but they operate independently. The risk is independent. They usually don't have to disclose some of the same financial attributes. So they have these energy companies. We're going to talk a little bit more about energy companies separately, but like we've had these data centers coming online for 20 years now. They typically use about 20 megawatt hours per month. That's about 20 times the average home. So a data center in the past has been about, a single data center has about 20 times the average house. So 20 houses per data center. That's not so bad, right?
No.
So what they're going, because we just discussed how much energy, 10 times, every ChatGPT is 10 times a Google search, and we've got 10% of the world using ChatGPT. Simply ChatGPT alone, but like, again, we're talking about the competition of all these 7 companies, like the complexity of all of these companies coming together to try to get
it's a lot of complexity.
Yes, huge complexity. So now they're saying these data centers are going to have to be 100 megawatts or 1 gigawatt, which is 1,000 megawatts. So 100 to 1,000 megawatts per center, which is an increase from 20 megawatts. That's enough to power 1 million homes a month, is what they're saying. A single data center is what they're asking for. The electric grid can't support that today. So when they say the
electric grid, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so when they say, and then I have even more context that I think like helps contextualize this, but when we say the electric grid needs to upgrade to support these data centers, it's like literally just the demand alone. We need to increase the volume and the consistency of this to be able to support that. So what I kept saying was like, why the fuck can't these data centers pay for that upgrade?
Exactly. Like, you have all this money to invest in your future, pay for your shit.
So I wrote, if tech companies are demanding power, why is my bill going up?
Yeah, fuck you, tech companies.
So nationally, the electric price, the utility price has gone up 41%. In some regions, 265% increase.
100%. It's been happening to me.
Yes. In Michigan, for example, consumers has received so many inquiries from data centers that the utility would have to triple its peak load. In Ohio, a single facility reported an estimated energy volumes, a single facility the volumes that they were requesting was 6 times of what the entire state utilizes. The entire state 6 times just from like, this is fucking crazy.
You cannot fuel that.
Well,
they are.
I have not even considered whether or not we can fuel that. That does not seem to be the concern. It is about lines and transformers.
Mike's calling. Hold on 1 second.
I'm not even at all, like, I have not even considered the fact of, like, how do we power it? Like, fossil fuels and wind. Like, I have not even considered that. No, nobody's even concerned about that.
No one's concerned.
I don't think that's the worry. I think the worry, like, it's not the source of the generation.
Sure.
It is the distribution, I think, is what I've gathered. It is transformers, which are rarely made in the United States. So they are now increased cost of tariff, by the way. They're not cheap. I just saw like a whole little download segment on that. And just like whatever happens, I don't have any idea what happens from fossil fuels to electricity in my home. I didn't even do a deep dive on that. But the fact of the matter is like these utility companies have had a really steady and consistent method for just upgrading what they need to upgrade due to, like, you know, houses being built in their region, right? Like they haven't had a situation where they're like, all of a sudden we need to quadruple or more the amount of energy we need to make in a couple of years. And then in some cases when those situations have happened, Virginia has been a big case of this. For some reason, I have a couple of like indicator points, but I don't really understand it. But for some reason, Virginia has been like the East Coast version of data center growth first. And what's happened is these data centers come in and they're like, oh yeah, we need to grow, like got all this demand, blah, 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 like fucking go crazy. And then they implement these upgrades to the grid, and then the data centers back out and they're like, yeah, we just didn't finish that project, or like we're not going online, we didn't need that much energy to begin with, so who's going to pay for that? So
their forecasting is bad.
Their agreements are bad.
Their forecasting is bad though. Like it's a bad agreement if you're either over consuming.
Both are true, right? Both are true. What I want to get to today, like my call to action is going to be like...
Do you believe this would be a 2-session deal?
I do wonder, but I don't know how to break it into 2 sessions. Okay, so electric companies will spend a projected $1 trillion in the next 4 years. $1 trillion on energy upgrades.
Oh my gosh.
Like I said, costs are going to go up. Costs have already gone up 41%, some areas up to 300% to consumers because the utilities are spreading it to the upgrades related to data centers. Some of these areas do have like some natural disaster situations where things have been destroyed, but 60% nationally, 60% or more of the increases in utility costs are directly due to data centers being built in your region. And just because a data center is not being built in Michigan, but might be built in Ohio, we share electrical grids. So interstate electrical grids are going to result in...
How does that work when they want us to badge in and out of our states?
Well, yeah, nobody gives a fuck about that apparently. Okay, one thing that I will highlight, and I will just read a quote, and I'm going to have a whole bunch of quotes, but today I would like to leave you with, not even leave you, we're in the meat of the thing that I think is really interesting. Harvard Business Review expressed very clearly, utilities have taken a narrow focus on expanding to serve a handful of big tech companies and are now forcing the public to pay for infrastructure designed to supply a handful of exceedingly wealthy corporations. So that's a fancy way of saying
we're getting fucked.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I'm glad. And I wrote, and that pisses me off. Okay. So I'm glad we landed on that. To bring it home locally, Michigan Attorney General's office estimated consumers' energy would have to spend about $500 million to serve per 100 megawatt data center. So that's like the general average of megawatt center requests. However, there's a new request.
Does data go in and out of data centers or just stick around?
Nope. Data goes in and out, right? We're pinging them all the time.
So we can kick data out if it's repetitive. Like if it says if 7 people are going, how to find a blue sweater.
No, every single ping. It's just about all of these, like, yes, all of these. Consumers Energy also announced this summer it signed an agreement to connect a data center that would add up to 1 gigawatt of demand. So costs could creep to $5 billion potentially for this data center upgrade. That's thousands of dollars per household should the University of Michigan go through this.
University of Michigan?
Yes, and if it was put on, we could, yes, absolutely. If they landed an agreement where consumers should bear the costs. So here's what's been sort of interesting is that tech companies are like, yeah, well, we don't want consumers. I really don't think like the PR and the lawyers are talking. So tech companies are like, we don't want consumers to have to pay for this. They shouldn't have to bear the burden of this. But what the reality is what's happening is they're going into small communities and they're bullying lawmakers, legislatures, and like people of city officials into making an agreement. So we have, like I mentioned, several unfortunate circumstances in Virginia, Pennsylvania, Ohio, where tech leaders made plans and then never ended up being built, leaving consumers to like literally shoulder those investment that they didn't need. They don't really, like when your light turns on, your light turns on just because you made some sort of...
Like the Olympic going to town, building a big amphitheater and not using the infrastructure that's there and then fucking leaving it.
Yes, completely.
Pissing it away.
Yes, completely.
Our money, our land, our infrastructure. The only thing that it does is materials and labor.
Couldn't agree more. To attract these companies like Meta, Microsoft, Amazon...
Which is not minuscule, I guess. Labor's and material.
There have been, including in Michigan, our very own Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer signed tax breaks for large data centers at the end of 2024 because there are a whole bunch of local revenue opportunities. Every time a data center comes in, they do pay taxes. Even if they get a tax break, there's only about 20 to 100, maybe 200 or so employees. They're mostly like maintenance employees. There's not like, it's not particularly high wealth jobs, honestly. But the tax revenue to the city is what matters, or to the community that they're in. So states, including our own, have incentivized these to come in. But I think the fault, and what maybe we didn't even realize even just last year, I think we're only really seeing it in this last, 12 months or so.
You think Big Gretch did the wrong thing? Is that what you're saying to me?
She's not the only one.
She made the best decision she had with the information that she had?
I would assume so. I mean, I don't know.
We don't fucking know her.
Yeah, I don't know her. I think she's done 70% good for Michigan. And then there's 30% of things that I'm like, I could do without. And maybe this was one of them. Even 3 years ago was ChatGPT barely even existed. The difference of what we knew.
Well, she didn't do it on the opposite end and be like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you missing on this money-making momentum economy driver for Michigan?
And, right, there's several states that have varying different degrees of like, party representation. Here's what I'll just say. There's a bipartisan agreement of, like, bring data centers to some of these states, like Michigan. Virginia has done it. That's why Virginia's in the state that they are. Pennsylvania. But then they're seeing once they come and they're demanding the amount of energy that they're demanding, it was like kind of a surprise because we didn't know even a year ago that the growth was going to be so substantial. Like, I don't think anybody could have projected this. So now they're asking for the type of growth they're going to need in 10 years because these data centers won't even be online for 3 years. Like, it's still just crazy, the requests that they're asking. So now I think everybody at the moment that we're in is like a little bit palms up. So then again, a bipartisan agreement that's like, holy shit, this is sort of crazy.
Holy shit.
Yeah, holy shit, this is sort of crazy. So some people are like, and at face value, I did think it was going to be jobs, but it's not about jobs. It's tax revenue dollars. And in some regions, so one perspective, like a Republican senator from Virginia said, I don't care what anybody says, data centers don't produce jobs. That revenue comes at a heightened cost to taxpayers. So that's what he saw from his constituents.
So it does produce some sort of jobs, at least in the infrastructure build.
Yes, actually, in some cases, because they're becoming pretty large, like in the thousands, but those are temporary jobs.
Understood.
And we know that there's a construction labor shortage anyway, so it
Pop
doesn't
up
really
the fucking
help
pole
us.
barns.
Yeah, it doesn't really help us.
Understood. Good point. Good point. And the construction labor.
There was another one in Oregon. An assistant city manager, Mark Morgan, said data centers filled a really good niche in our small town community. It's a tough nut to have growth and a small town feel, which is what his residents say they want. The jobs issue, like, you're not going to bring 10,000 jobs to our community. He's like, honestly, I don't want 10,000 jobs to our community. If 10,000 jobs came to our community, the people will be overwhelmed. We don't want, that doesn't bring that small town community feel that we want.
Exactly. It's ugly. It's like popping up a Dollar General, to your point.
Well, it still might be really big, but some communities can afford that big, unintrusive. Hopefully it's unintrusive. We haven't talked about the water situation yet. And again, we've just only barely touched on the expense to the electricity grid.
We might split water and expense with...
I'll be quick on water because there's not a lot of evidence. I just have a call to action to make. I just want to...
Water worries me, though. I love that one.
It worries me, too, which is why I think we need to talk about it, but nobody's reporting. It's the quiet problem.
Really?
We can't live without them, right? Like, we have to win the AI race. So data centers have to go somewhere. Not everybody can say, I don't want data centers in my backyard. And honestly, some data centers can be in the backyards. There are plenty of places that we wouldn't even see a data center. It would be totally fine. Like, it kind of is. We have big buildings all over the place.
How big is the footprint? Like, are they huge, like a Walmart?
Way bigger. Like Central Park, New York Central Park.
Oh, God, that's big. We'll see him, Jessica. We'll see. Okay, move along. We're not going to argue about that today. We'll definitely fucking see him. We'll challenge that next week when it's not Millendow.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be a fucking huge motherfucking dude with your dick out in your front yard. We're going to call it a data center. Big old Central Park man dick.
Okay. But it might
barely see it.
Might pay for your roads. I don't know. Okay. All right. So here's I want to expose a little bit of these companies.
She wants to expose.
So Microsoft says we don't want to see our customers bearing the cost for us to try to grow. And I think that's fucking bullshit.
Why?
Because in Ohio, I wrote lies.
Lies.
In Ohio, lawyers from Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and a couple of other technology companies entered a negotiation with the region and said they wanted to, like I said, they were asking for 6 times of what Ohio even produces today for a data center locally. And they requested rates that were like lower than, like they were used.
Belligerent.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And then when finally the community said, no, we're not going to do this, Ohio, the tech companies, responded with calling it, excuse me, hold on. When Ohio said they didn't want to do that, the tech companies called it unlawful and unreasonable.
Oh,
so fuck off. Like, are you bullying? Like, the biggest lawyers at the biggest companies in the world are coming into small town communities and calling them unlawful and unreasonable when they said it wasn't going to financially make sense for my region. Like, fuck off. Okay. The cost to taxpayers includes water. There is not a lot of information about this. Nobody's really talking about it. But the reality is it's a balance between water and electricity. So if you use more electricity to cool, you're going to use less water. But if you use more water, you're going to use less electricity. So it sort of depends on where you get your electricity come from, how sustainable it is, what's your ability.
There's a variable.
Yeah, it's a constant variable dynamic, right? Like it's a pole. Estimates suggest that processing 10 to 50 prompts on AI chatbot can consume 2 liters of water. So every time you spend like an initiative, like 10 to 20, 10 to 50 is what the number is. Like that's enough for whatever project I'm working on, whatever I'm doing. It is easily 10 to 50 prompts. 2 liters of water.
Wild data point for me.
Training a single AI can consume hundreds of thousands to millions of liters of clean water. And then here's the other shocking factor. They're not making it dirty. Why couldn't they put that water back in is what I thought. Like
recycle it.
Recycle it.
Why?
Because it evaporates. Because it's so hot, like the water just dissipates. Like the water just doesn't
So
exist.
you need to cool the water down.
But that's energy. So they're using the water as a coolant to begin with, right? So they need to use electricity to reduce energy, but we don't even have enough electricity on the grid. Like, that's the water story right there. That there's all that there is to it. Meta says that its data centers took 1.39 billion gallons of water of their collective water system in 2024. Google did not report the collective. A single data center consumed 1.4. So one single of Google's facilities took more, 1.4 billion gallons of water in 2024, took more than all of Meta's combined. The Department of Energy estimates water consumption by data centers will quadruple in the next 3 years. For context, 1 million gallons of water is as much as 12,000 Americans use a day. That's all I got on the water thing. I have some other anecdotal stories about like a Microsoft data center. There's a New York Times article. I'll just reference it. You guys can all read it. There's a New York Times article about a data center in Mexico. And as soon as the data center went online, people in the community went weeks without water. People couldn't power. Yeah, water and power. Like they're because they can't get good drinking water. Then hepatitis B spiked, but then they couldn't even access there's like. And what Microsoft's response was like, that wasn't something we did. Okay, so how do we find a solution to the AI energy nexus? Because we can't. Because here's what we landed on: we can't afford not to invest. If they fail,
that was clear. Like we've got to do it.
Yeah, if they fail,
we fail.
We fail for so many reasons, and we discussed it. But we can't afford to ignore the fact that, like, also fuck off. Like, I don't want to have to pay for your project. Like, this is crazy to me. So we cannot afford to ignore the cost to consumers, and we can't allow consumers in communities to have to pay for this from a water perspective or an energy perspective. So there are ways that big tech can achieve their goals. I gave the example of Oregon, and they were happy to have big tech in their community. Maybe they have the amount of resources that were necessary. Maybe they haven't seen the impacts of it yet, but like people are happy to have data centers in their community. If they are, and we've incentivized them into our region as well.
No. Sit down.
What we need to do is one opportunity, invest in nuclear. I don't know a whole lot about nuclear, but I really do think that that's an opportunity. There's a good example in Pennsylvania.
No.
There was an announcement in Pennsylvania that was sort of a joint press thing with Donald Trump and Pennsylvania leaders announcing a $92 billion AI energy project, and it was related to reopening a 3 Mile Island nuclear facility.
92 what?
92 billion. And it's nuclear. I think that's exactly like it was reopening a nuclear plant. Like, I think it's really encouraging. I'm very supportive. I think that if there was even a government subsidy to making that, or there's a number of things going on that the Trump administration is making the permits easier and stuff. Like, fine. Like, accelerate it because we're going to have to. Yeah. Like, I think that that's all good and promising and encouraging, and I am supportive of that. I'm very supportive of nuclear in the right places. I just think
it's a little scary when you don't know and it's not.
Right. Yeah, certainly would say that. But I think this is encouraging, and I told the story about the Oregon city manager.
I love Oregon.
And there's also parts of Oregon that there's lawsuits going on about like rejecting disclosure to the water consumption, and there's just I don't know. There's a lot of drama going on that not a lot of transparency. So it's not like it's a statewide agreement. Like this one dude
said it was a good idea.
Works for his community, and I really could see how certain communities. I really do think like some communities in Michigan. Jesus Christ! I really do think some communities in Michigan. We are a rural community, I really do think that
In some places, it wouldn't hurt.
I really think in some places it's
Like the windmills in the fields on the way to Alma.
Yeah, or some other like already industrial sort of
place,
like marginally industrial.
Could you use existing industrial infrastructure that actually has shut down?
Yeah, for some reason they're looking at farm fields right now. Like a lot of it is very much farm fields.
Interesting, because we're all going to be eating fake food. Don't get me started.
Right. Yeah. Well, maybe we put that on the topic list. We still haven't really done like
food. I can't.
We haven't done the fake meat.
No, you say like you're worked up about everything. I'm not sure I can handle that.
Okay. Well, when you can handle it, we'll do it. All right. So here's my call to action. Like I said, we cannot not do this, but I don't think we can rely on big tech to do the right thing. I think yeah.
We're moved beyond that one.
So what I'm going to do, and this is why I've also organized it the way that I did, because I'm going to publish everything so you can access the research. Mm-hmm. I'm also going to publish a draft letter to your local representatives because the only...
You feel that strongly?
Yes, because I mean, so it depends on... Yeah, like I wouldn't have done this whole show if I didn't. I think you feel strongly about our water. I think our energy as well. But like, I think people... Yeah, like anybody who does feel strongly about it, I guess. If you don't feel strongly about it, then
don't send the letter.
Yeah, depends on how you come out of the show. My clinker close call to action is we're fucked if we
got fucked if you don't. So send the letter.
Yeah. So here's a very polite and thorough and detailed letter about factoring in water.
We got to post that on our page.
Yeah, I'm going to post it in a couple.
Good one.
Yep, in multiple different locations.
I'm very passionate about the water.
So you can copy and paste. The only work you'll have to do is make sure you know your representatives are, and there's ways to do that. That's all I got for you today.
Do you think that I know you told me at the very beginning that this is bigger than anything. It's bigger than space. It's bigger than
railroad tracks.
Anything.
Which seems minuscule now, but it was a very big deal to America at the time.
But in the context of how things are fast and they go and they're fast and they go, like, do you see this is it going to come and then is it going to go?
It's a bubble.
Or do you see it?
I think it's a bubble and it will pop.
You do?
Yes.
Because you said at the beginning, at the top of the house, it's going to consolidate. Yeah. And perhaps.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to survive out of the 7.
Correct. Well, and if they survive, they'll be doing different things probably. Like, doesn't mean that they will fail. But I think the amount of investment that's been made to this is like...
Do you know how much of your portfolio is going to data centers? I do not.
No, not data centers. So here's the other thing.
Okay.
So
I hear you.
These other companies...
How does it called it?
So our portfolios are into the Magnificent 7.
Okay.
Then the Magnificent 7 have investors who, so they have debt. Their debt ratio, they're also doing like really clever accounting. They also have they're not even taking on the $1 trillion of utility investments. That's the utilities that are taking that. It's not even them. Like they have protection built into this whole thing. And then what I guess also concerns me is that they're all very intertwined. So an investment that was made by Microsoft relies on NVIDIA, that relies on OpenAI, that relies on the power company, that then relies on our pocketbooks.
A Ponzi scheme of data centers?
Yeah.
Is there like a hierarchy or it's a monopoly?
It's a bubble. That's what it is. It's a bubble.
It's most of the economy. Yeah.
Massively most of the economy. Yes. So,
which is scary.
Right.
But now massively most of the economy and then all here.
Yes.
Understood.
And then it will pop. So that will result in some pain. We've gone through at least 2 cycles so we went through the internet bubble, but we were young. So like we probably didn't feel that, but our families probably did.
AOL dial-up.
Yep. Doesn't mean that it wasn't a real thing. It was just a bubble. It was overinflated. So AI is a real thing. It's a real promising thing, but it's so inflated for its time.
So inflated.
Right. It is objectively like all the investors are talking about it. All of
throwing all of your fishies in one pond.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. So then also, by the way, anybody who is stock that's not these is like literally the most unimportant stock in, like, nobody cares. Nobody cares unless you are the Magnificent Seven. In terms of, like, investor reality.
I love the investor piece of that. That's a very big takeaway for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
New world.
Right.
Basically.
Like, that was an aha. And then the flip side of it is, like, super concerning that astronomical amounts of capital, $500 billion a year of CapEx, going into something that then, like, requires additional investments by energy companies, because that's not the CapEx. Like, I don't know. It's to me,
it's
a whole
huge.
toppling. It's huge. It's so huge. It's so huge.
So we clink.
We have to clink,
have a choice.
and we have to advocate, because also them coming to our communities,
Coming soon. Letters
coming into our communities and bullying the communities.
Bully us. We'll decide what we want.
Yeah. So
we don't have a choice, really.
Own your fucking share.
We don't even have. Own your share.
They're not going to charge us the energy so that they can get rich. Like,
right. I own this land. You're going to kick me back for this little plot of land you're going to use.
So we need to rally that. I'll be rallying that for a couple of years. We'll talk about it a lot, I'm sure.
Would you rather regular or green apple?
Regular all day long. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for listening to Stirred Up. If you like what you heard, please subscribe. Check us out on YouTube. Follow us on your podcast apps. Please send it to a friend. Leave a comment. Add a rating. Every little bit helps. We look forward to seeing you next week.